Alright boys, welcome back to another video here on the Pleased channel, and we're back here. I just finished recording, as you guys probably just saw, my Eastern predictions, and now I'm doing my Western standing prediction. Now the West is very tough when it comes to the playoffs compared to the East. Now the East, like I said in my last video, 1 through 7 I'm very confident in. Now 8 through 15, that's really when you don't really know. Like I said, these two teams are fucking ass. They're not doing shit. But anyway, now here is where things are going to get tough in the West, because you got to factor in injuries, you got to factor in who's good, who's not. But I'm gonna factor in what I think, and what I think is the Nuggets are still gonna be the first seed. I definitely do think the Nuggets are still going to win the West, because Jokic is just an absolute monster. But we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, the West, it's very hard to predict. You can't really figure this out. And like I said in my last video, this is regular season standings. This isn't who's going to win the title. This isn't going to be who wins the championship, I just said that. Who's going to win MVP? Who's going to do good in the playoffs? This is just the standings. Who I think is going to be in first, second, or third place, whatever, in the regular season, okay? Second place, I'm going to give it to the Lakers. The Lakers are a decent team, or a really good team. You can put them in first, but the Lakers are definitely championship contenders this year with, they got Gabe Vincent. They kept everybody together. They're a really good team. Third place, I'm going to give it to the Suns. I mean, even though the Suns, their bench is pretty good. Especially after the the whole Lillard trade. I think, was it with the Lillard trade? Yeah, it was with the Lillard trade. Yeah, they got a really good, decent bench, and obviously they got Beal, Booker, and Durant. Yeah, so I'll give them third seed. Fourth seed, this is where things get tough. I'm gonna give it to the Clippers. I have confidence in them that they'll stay healthy. I know we always say that every year, but I think this year, I think they're going to be healthy. If they're not healthy, they're a play-in team, but healthy, I'm going to give them the fourth seed, which I do think Kawhi and Paul George are going to play at least 60 games this season. Fifth seed. The fifth seed, I'm going to give it to the Pelicans. Same thing, same issue with the Clippers. It's just injuries, but the Pelicans are a really good team with Zion. People forget that, but yeah, I'm gonna give them the fifth seed. Now the sixth seed, this is the last playoff spot. Very tough, but I do think that the last playoff spot, I am going to give it to OKC. This team is a very good team. They have a great young core. If Chet pans out, I think they're going to be one of the best defensive teams in the league if Chet actually, lives up to his potential. Obviously, Shea is one of the best players in the league. Arguably the best shooting guard in the league, depending who you talk to. Shea is just a demon. This team, honestly, is a great team all around. They got good coaching. And I definitely do think they can make the playoffs. Now, that's surprising to a lot of people. Now, the 7th seed, I am going to give it to the Mavs. Obviously, they got Luka and Kyrie, but their defense is fucking dog shit. They have no bench. They literally have nobody on that team beside those two, and I don't care what anybody says. Grant Williams is not that guy. I don't care. I don't know why Dwight Powell is still in the NBA. I'd rather have Dwight Howard on that team. But, yeah, the Mavs are playing team. I don't care what anybody says. Even if Luka has an MVP season, their defense is just so bad. People forget, man. The reasons they made it to the conference finals is because how good their defense was. Obviously, it was just Luka basically doing all the shot creating, but when this team was hitting its threes and playing good defense, they were a conference team. But now it's like, I don't even know. They'll definitely make it past the play-in, but I don't know, man. Depending who they face, man, that defense is just so bad. It's so bad, and they have, no other shot creators on that team. I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Mavs. Who knows? They could definitely get the 6th seed, but I don't know. I don't think the Mavs are getting a playoff spot. Next, now the Grizzlies, I know you guys are probably going to be surprised by that, but the reason I do think the Grizzlies are going to be a play-in team is because of the whole Ja Morant suspension. Even though 25 games for Ja Morant isn't a lot, those 25 games are going to be very, very important for them. I know they went like 20 and like 2 without him, but who knows, man? Who knows what's, especially now with the West getting, look at all these, like 1 through 4 is already championship contenders. Like, you already have so many championship contenders in the West, and then you got a bunch of borderline playoff teams, or not borderline playoff teams. You got a bunch of, you know, good teams that are not contenders, but they'll definitely be able to make it. I don't know. I don't know if these teams are going to go pretty far. But hey, they're still really good teams. Those 25 games are going to be important. I think those 25 games are going to slow down the Grizzlies a lot because Ja Morant is basically the only superstar on that team. I don't care what anybody says about Triple J. Ja is the lone superstar on that team. And I do think those 25 games are going to hurt them. So, yeah. Now, for the 9th seed, I am going to give it to the Warriors. You know, people might call me crazy, but the core of Draymond, Curry, and Clay is getting old. And Clay and Draymond have already showed declining. I know Curry is still a beast. Still one of the best point guards in the league. But I don't think just Curry doing everything is going to be enough. This team has always been the embodiment of team ball. And I don't think just having Curry is going to do it for them. Maybe they can bring back the defense that they had in 2022 because that's the reason they won the title. Their defense was just really, really good all around. But Curry doing everything by himself, I'm not seeing. I don't know. And then especially if rumors are true that they're actually going to make Chris Paul their starting point guard, their lineup is going to be way too small because you have Chris Paul, Curry, Clay, Wiggins, and then Draymond. Nah. We saw what happened with the Rockets trying to run PJ Tucker at center. That didn't work. I mean, even though Draymond is capable of playing center, you don't want him there all the time. And for the last play-in spot, I'm definitely going to give it to the Kings. Kings are a great young team. De'Aaron Fox is honestly really, really good. Sabonis is a top 5 center in the league. But just the West has gotten so much better. It's going to be so tough for the Kings. I don't know. They'll definitely make the play-in, but man, this the West, man. I know I'm glazing the shit out of the West, but the West is just so stacked. I really can't see the Kings getting that spark that they had a few years ago. But hey, like I said, the West, anything can happen. Maybe they could be the 3rd seed, 4th seed. Who knows? I like I say 3rd seed and I put them in 4th, but who knows, man? But I do think they're a play-in team. So yeah, 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that is the last play-in spot. And now then, you know, out of these teams, so I don't think the Wolves are going to make the play-in. Jazz are a decent team. They might be able to make the play-in. I mean, actually, Timberwolves can make the play-in if Anthony Edwards can carry them to victory, but I don't see that happening. At least the Warriors got some pieces around them, like some young guys that can actually do some work, but the Timberwolves, I don't know what the fuck they got. They got fleeced. They got fleeced by these fuckers. That's who. The Jazz, same thing. And someone's calling me, and that call is going on mute. But yeah. Now the Rockets, the Blazers, and then the Spurs, they're definitely not making the play-in. They're all tanking, especially the Blazers. I don't know what the Rockets were doing with the Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks signings, but they're there. But yeah. I think my 1 through 10 I'm confident in, but after that, actually 1 through 9 I'll say, but for the 10th seed I think anybody can get it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my video for the West predictions, and again, that's my East predictions if you guys didn't see the last video. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.